Hey Shruti, how are you?
Hey Joey, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
All good, all good. So Shruti, I was just thinking, do you remember the first time we heard the term quick commerce? I think I rolled my eyes and said, great, another buzzword we needed in this e-commerce space.
Yeah, definitely. And now look at us, hosting an entire session on it. Life comes full circle. Though I have to admit, it did feel like the kind of thing that would be relevant only to groceries and maybe instant noodles there.
Right? And now you've got wedding wear, you've got wireless earphones flying out in what, under 30 minutes? At times, getting delivered in 5 minutes. I think somewhere all of our old school logistics folks are crying into their SLAs.
Seriously. I was talking to a friend last week who ordered a gift on the way to a birthday party, and it reached before she did. The bar has been raised, or should I say, the timer has started ticking.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes today's conversation so exciting and special. We're not just talking about theory here, but diving into what's really working, the messy experiments, and the surprise successes.
Yeah, and honestly, we know people are still joining in, but for those already here, you picked a good one. We've packed this session with real case studies, practical logistics system, and a bit of myth busting too.
And let me add a few of the horror war stories as well. I think, if nothing else, people today will walk away with a better understanding of whether and how to approach quicker deliveries without burning a lot of money, I feel.
I think we are almost ready to start the formal session, shall we?
Let's dive in. So, hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you for joining us today. I'm Jui Talavia and I lead the India e-commerce business at ClickPost. Having spent over a decade now helping e-commerce brands optimize their logistics, I've seen firsthand how delivery speed has become the new competitive battleground.
And I am Shruti, product manager for quick commerce at ClickPost. After building multiple solutions for India's unique logistics challenges, quick commerce has been one of the most fascinating evolutions I've had the privilege to work on. We're both thrilled to have you here today.
And Shruti, before we dive in, for those who might be new to us, ClickPost is India's leading logistics intelligence platform. We've partnered with over 400 brands in India to transform how they truly handle their deliveries. Today, Shruti and I are here to speak about the newest buzzword in town, quick commerce, quick deliveries, call it what you may. However, let me promise you, there's going to be no marketing fluff, no unrealistic promises in this session. Just practical insights from what we have seen work.
Exactly. After spending countless hours with operations team implementing these solutions, I can tell you that quick commerce isn't just about speed. It's about smart systems that make the speed sustainable there. In the next 25 minutes, Ju and I will walk you through real examples, share the actual numbers we are seeing in the market, give you a framework to decide if quick commerce makes sense for your specific businesses and how do we proceed further there. I think we should start by addressing what's on everyone's mind here, Joey. Is quick commerce just another buzzword or is it truly transforming e commerce in India? I'll start off with what market analysts and leading business publications are saying here. The quick commerce market in India is growing exponentially here, currently valued at approximately $7 billion dollars, and is poised to reach $40 billion dollars by 2028. When I talk with growth teams across the country, they're all trying to figure out a way to penetrate this market and get on the quick commerce bandwagon there.
That's such a good point, Shruti. In my conversations so far, I have seen the evolution of the thought process actually going from quick commerce is great, but maybe not for us, to now we're at the same table figuring out the SKU assortment and the supply chain design for this channel. A clear pattern I am able to identify here is the fact that quick commerce customer base, majorly comprising urban millennials and Gen Zs, of course, with higher disposable incomes, value convenience over cost over everything. I remember most industry leaders claiming not too long ago, probably a year, 2 years ago, that quick commerce was only for daily essentials like groceries, maybe medicines. Who would have thought that fashion brands like Manyavar would sell like hotcakes? Case in point, today I was actually placing an order on Swiggy Instamart, and I think it is full of gold coin assortment, which is such a banger that people are actually ordering their Akshay Tritiya gold coins on quick commerce platforms. Shruti, do you have any insights to share with what's happening on our platform and what is the kind of insights we have gathered so far?
Definitely. So, whatever you just said, that actually matches our platform data as well. Now, let me just take you through the competitive landscape, what we are seeing, how different models are also emerging around it. So, we have categorized it into three. First one being the quick commerce marketplaces there. So, let's say Zepto, Blinkit, Swiggy, Instamart, Big Basket now, they are which are all dominating the groceries here. So I was just analyzing their delivery patterns last week, and their density is getting impressive in major metros. Traditional marketplaces offering quicker deliveries, facing tough competition from the new age quick commerce marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Nykaa, and Myntra. They have also started offering the quick delivery options. They're leveraging the existing infrastructure but dedicating portions specifically to quick commerce there. And the third one being D2C brands with quick delivery. And this is where I'm seeing the most innovation happening, Julie. Several beauty and personal care products, electronic brands, and even fashion brands that are able to command a certain cart value have built their own quick delivery capabilities without the massive dark store investments, which is huge as of today.
So, while most brands started out being on the fence about quick commerce, Shruti, we've seen them warm up to the idea looking at the sales numbers honestly.
Yeah, completely aligned there, Joey. So now let's cover logistics challenges that are faced by that are established by e-commerce businesses. Many are adapting their existing delivery networks to offer faster shipments without completely overhauling their logistics infrastructure there.
Absolutely. Case in point, this leading beauty marketplace that has recently launched quick deliveries. Remember at the time, the moment someone said quick deliveries, brands would start fretting, thinking about the overall hassle of building a delivery network, a delivery fleet, implementing multiple technology solutions to enable maybe the whole route optimization piece. All of that gone now. The scenario has completely changed. There are multiple carriers that are offering quick delivery services, including hyperlocal, be it maybe same day, be it next day, and whatnot. There are even 3PL partners offering shared or community warehouses, dark store setups. All the brand would need to do today is tie up with these partners, leverage existing retail store setup, and make inventory live across all locations.
Definitely. And what's fascinating about this approach is how it leverages the existing infrastructure more efficiently. So, what kind of metrics did they achieve, Joey, here?
Oh, it was bonkers, Shruti. The results, they moved from probably 100 orders a day when they started to 7,000 orders within 3 months of going live. CSATs, they're over the roof. You know why? Absolutely promising 2-hour deliveries and actually making deliveries within 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Exceptional for this category, honestly. The key was focusing on logistics optimization, of course, here, leveraging the entire shared economy of 3PL partners, last mile delivery partners that I just spoke about. By working with existing carriers but implementing smarter allocation, they achieved much of the benefit without the overwhelming cost of implementing and doing it all of in-house.
So the numbers here are pretty amazing that you just told. So that's exactly what our technology enables. Sorry, that's what we enabled for them. Let me explain the logistics technology that powers these improvements here. Number one, carrier performance analytics. So our system continuously monitors the performance of different carriers across various routes and the time periods. We can predict which carrier will perform the best for a specific delivery type in a specific location at a very specific time. Secondly, dynamic delivery promise engine. Rather than offering one size fits all delivery window, our system calculates precise delivery estimates based on current carrier performance, distance, and package characteristics. So it's not just standard, it's something which is very dynamic. Third one being consolidated tracking interface. We bring together the real-time tracking data from multiple carriers into a single customer-facing interface, dramatically improving the post-purchase experience there. So the logistics data that we have gathered shows that for many products, customers don't necessarily need 10-minute delivery. Everyone is trying to chase that, but that's not nearly true. They just want the accurate delivery promises and the real-time visibility. In fact, our customer satisfaction data shows that consistent 3-hour delivery with minute-by-minute tracking often outperforms faster but less predictable options here.
I think that's so true. And I think that this must have come up over my recent conversations with so many customers. Also, I feel what's particularly interesting about the whole economics of logistics for these brands is that brands are actually able to understand that they can achieve 80% of the results of quicker deliveries, which is maybe 20% of the investment in optimizing their existing carrier relationships itself. For instance, simply by adjusting the order processing workflows and implementing courier selections done based on historical data, past performance of carriers, we've seen brands actually being able to reduce their delivery times by up to 40%, which is no joke. Of course, the tracking experience is equally critical because that's the entire post-purchase experience for a customer. Customers that are expecting faster deliveries check their tracking page 3 times more frequently. Honestly, if I were to talk about myself as the end customer, I am on that screen maybe throughout that journey for a faster delivery that I've ordered. Our branded tracking pages with real-time updates have reduced the where is my order queries, honestly, for brands that work with us by even up to 70% in most cases.
The numbers here are crazy, Chewy. But we both know that the different businesses have different requirements here. So experimentation is definitely the key here, where you'll have to see that what works for which brand.
Oh, of course, completely aligned, Shruti. Remember how this leading consumer goods brand actually aced their quick commerce game by creating special, smaller SKU packs, which was optimized for quick commerce platforms actually. They focused on special, I think, gifting period and special campaigns during the whole festive season in India, and the results 3 times the order volumes on quick commerce. Even for skincare brands, I feel, and case in point again, this skincare brand that we recently worked with for enabling this quick deliveries platform, they specifically targeted on urgent need scenarios. Maybe you forgot something during your travel times, when you were traveling for business, maybe. They deployed these smaller pack size combo kits. And I think in terms of absolute numbers, if I were to say, I think we saw the highest quick commerce growth rates with this particular brand. So yeah, I agree. The same strategy will not work for all. Definitely not across industries. And the use cases have to be identified and then catered to.
That's pretty interesting there, Chewy. So what do you think are the key takeaways?
Key takeaways, I think one, if I were to summarize, Shruti, would be brands will have to factor in logistics cost into their margins. If they go heavy into quick commerce or quicker deliveries, although marginally, I'm sure in the longer run it'll help them with their overall unit economics, but initially it will have to be factored in. Platforms must constantly optimize fulfillment, not just on speed but accuracy as well. Freshness, I think, is going to be extremely important for the whole grocery segment, and packaging too, for that matter. Honestly, from a customer point of view, I think customers, we love it, but I think customers' tolerance for mistakes is especially low in this segment.
That's very true there, Joey, and pretty interesting insights there. So, let me share some logistics metrics as well on top of it that we are tracking for faster delivery implementations and how that's helping brands grow there. First one being delivery promise accuracy. So we have found that consistent delivery windows are more important than absolute speed, like I was talking earlier, right? So our tracking data shows that customers are more satisfied with 2-hour deliveries that arrive precisely when promised than with the faster deliveries that have unpredictable arrival times, because again customers are relying and they might be needing something which where they have to run or they have to attend a meeting, and we are saying that hey, within 30 minutes it's going to get delivered, but if that's not happening, customer will be really unhappy there. Second one being last mile efficiency. So, by providing real time rider availability and pricing specifically for express orders, we have been able to reduce the per order delivery costs while maintaining the speed there. And the tracking engagement. So, customers expecting faster delivery check the tracking page, like you said, right? You're continuously on that page, or you're checking multiple times or more frequently than standard delivery customers. So, improving that real time accuracy of these pages has definitely reduced the where is my order inquiries by 70% there. And then the exception handling speed. So for standard deliveries, if we resolve the query within first 24 hours, that is definitely acceptable by customers. But for express deliveries, that window shrinks to 30 minutes before the customer satisfaction plummets. So yeah, for companies looking to experiment with the faster D2C logistics, what my recommendations would be: definitely start off with limited geographical area where you already have a strong demand indicators. Focus on geographical areas where customers are used to quick commerce, convenience, and have shown willingness to pay for it. Then you can also garner support from a shared ecosystem of 3PL partners, providing you easy and pay as you go models for warehousing and the last mile deliveries. And last but not the least, measure not just the speed, but the consistency and accuracy of the delivery promises.
Lastly, Shruti, just shamelessly plugging ourselves in, ClickPost is of course there to ensure we marry all of these seamlessly and start off with a robust system on day zero. Shruti, I think let's bring all of this together. We've definitely spoken about industries ranging from consumer goods, beauty and personal care. But I think after helping numerous brands implement this, I honestly have come up with a practical checklist focused on logistics readiness. Do you want me to share that with you?
Oh, definitely. I think that's what everyone has been waiting for.
Oh, great. So, first of all, I think everybody would need to check, is the dispatch center or are all of your dispatch centers, be it a store, be it your dark stores, be it your 3PL warehouses, are they ready for handling time sensitive orders? The carriers that are actually making the final last mile delivery on your behalf, do they specialize in rapid deliveries? what areas are they specializing in? When I say areas, geographical areas. Can the packaging actually withstand the rigors of this whole accelerated delivery supply chain? Um, can you offer real-time visibility to your customers? Also, do you have real-time visibility of inventory across all of your locations? Because only then will you be able to route the order accordingly. And lastly, I feel for customer escalations, you have established protocols to manage exceptions in this whole compressed time frame. I think these are a few checks that every brand will need to actually have in place before they start this journey.
So that's an excellent framework, Joy. I think this is a checklist that everyone should keep handy when they are planning to get into this side of the business. Now, from the technology side, let me share a few key logistic tech components that need to be in place, apart from the ones that we discussed earlier there. So, inventory and OMS system is a very crucial part and should be every brand should ensure that it's plugged in properly. You should have an auto stockout management system as well, wherein you are getting the alerts or are aware when something is about to stock out in order to avoid any kind of revenue loss there. Order routing engine. So that's again a very key component. So let's say if there are multiple dark stores, automatically allocating the order to the nearest or the best stocked location. That is a key component that one should keep in mind while building out the whole solution. The fourth one being batch picking logic. So systems should allow multi-order picking to save time, especially during the busy periods or the peak hours. Then API integration. So it's again a key component. We should ensure that there are smooth API integrations in place. It could be with respect to order, inventory, status, etc. Again, apart from that, there should be fail safes and backup systems. So let's say if one of the dark store goes down, it could be a tech issue, it could be low stock. System should reassign the order quickly because here we cannot lose out on time at any cost. And last but not the least, like I said, alerting. So automated alerting, it could be basis any API failure, any warehouse going offline, any delays beyond SLAs. It should be immediately captured, alerted so that necessary actions or steps can be taken there.
Of course. Also, Shruti, it's really interesting that, on one side, we spoke about how brands will have to factor in the logistics cost into their unit economics when getting on board with quick commerce. However, we've actually seen the opposite as well. Especially for a segment, say grocery or food and beverage segment, where we actually implemented auto rider availability for this QSR platform, and the shipping rate checks were also enabled so that they were able to in real time make that decision of the courier selection, thereby reducing their costs by 22% while improving on-time delivery rates, and of course resulting in customer delight.
Exactly. And let me add that apart from that, there are several leading consumer good D2C brands who have successfully implemented these systems with ClickPost, achieving remarkable improvements in both delivery and customer satisfaction, like you said, while keeping logistics costs under control there.
Absolutely. Shruti, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. If there's one thing I want everyone to take away from our conversation today, it's this. Quick commerce isn't a one-size-fits-all solution, honestly. There's, of course, room for everyone, like any other sales channel. But what brands need to figure out best is, I think, identifying the assortment that needs to be put out on this channel, and what metrics are they chasing, or what metrics are they trying to achieve from this particular sales channel.
Oh, definitely. So the key is approaching it strategically, not reactively here. So understand what your customers' true speed needs are, not what your competition is doing. Start with focused experiments rather than rushing into full scale implementation. So always pick up a small geographical area, experiment around it, see how it's working out, what are the changes that needs to be implemented, and then try and go towards the full scale implementation. Measure the impact holistically, not just the delivery time. Think about the lifetime value that's getting added. Use the technology to optimize the existing resources before investing in new infrastructure that can be something which can hit you badly if not thought through. So, I have seen brands succeed with both 30-minute and the same day models. Again, the winners are necessarily not the fastest. They are the ones who align the delivery speed with their customer expectations and the business model there.
Absolutely. I think that actually sounds like a fail-safe plan, Shruti, for anybody foraying into the whole quick delivery space.
Yeah, sure. And for those of you who want to explore this further, just reach out to us and we would love to help you out there.